This video is sponsored by Eternity. Eternity is a community-oriented platform that produces limited edition, authenticated NFTs and trading cards, created by your favorite artists and endorsed by notable figures such as Lionel Messi, Shaquille O'Neal, and Manny Pacquiao. Eternity aims to build a most exclusive NFT library and reward its creators and the community. Check out the Lionel Messi The Time Machine collection drop today. Yo, what is going on? Welcome to the stream. Shout out to Eternity, by the way, for sponsoring this video. We'll get into a little bit of that later on in the stream, but today we have yet another Veve and Ecomi video stream, and what we'll be talking about is going back to what the Veveverse is, and we'll also be looking at how the demonstration that was on the Unreal Engine channel, what we should expect basically in the Veveverse and how it will work. So it deserves a second stream because I don't think people really have made that connection just yet. And people are still asking questions, what it is and what it isn't. So I thought I would just do another stream on this topic. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and dive right in. All right. So shout out to Crypto Show first and foremost here on the stream. Definitely go give him a follow. He's pretty close to hitting 1,000 subs. So that's pretty much what you need to get that monetization unlocked on your channel is you need 1,000 subs. So after this, go give him a big follow for finding this video here on the on Unreal Engine. And shout out to Superstar, the Superstar channel as well, Superstar Money, and those guys for actually kind of doing the degen work and finding this company. They did they like basically like did a search on this guy, this Anthony guy, which I thought he was a part of the Veve team. I mentioned him in a video in a stream, and I was like, you know, I was like, wow, this is, yeah, they have an incredible team. But this guy actually works for Cavrnus, which is, this guy's a wizard, by the way. And they have some pretty competent people on their team as well. But we're going to dive into this and exactly show you how significant this actually is. By the way, this is Unreal Engine. Like, so this is Unreal Engine. This is a simulated, this is like a sample of the Matrix multiverse or metaverse, if you will. So it's like the city. So like if you've seen, you know, they sold these NFTs, like their avatars on like NFTs or something like that, but they also like demonstrated like this city in the Matrix and things like that a while back. But this obviously this is not an NFT, this is just a character in the city here, but I thought I would point that out because you know, the Matrix is used in Unreal Engine as well. The Big Short, a good movie. Hey, I just watched that just the other day. I'm not sure why you brought that up, but I actually just watched that. APB Bulldogs, yo, good morning. Hey, good to see you, man. I see you at OG in the house today. The stream I'll listen in. Thank you. Massive typo. No. Oh, I get you. SoCal Omi in the house. What's up, Omi homies? Hey, welcome. SoCal Omi homie, it's so good to see you, man. What a blast at DCon it was. Shout out to you for hosting everybody up. So much appreciated. Thanks for the stream listening today. LOL, there too for my comment. Yeah. Slider 2333. Good morning. Let's go ahead and hop into it. Shall we?
Everybody knows this demo. It's the world famous Matrix demo. Unreal Engine 5, AI, so much more. Stuff it does, I don't even know what it's doing.
It's pretty advanced.
So you can already see my local...
So, like, just so you guys know the detail, you can see the reflections off the street. Look at that. Like, you know, it's important to note that in this demonstration, he mentions that like it won't interfere with like ray tracing, and it won't interfere with the this application that's launched in you know, Unreal Engine. So it's very like seamless how they've actually done this. It's very brilliant.
You can already see my local avatar knows who I am. You can see by the icons on the right that I'm connected in the space with other people. It's kind of a little hint.
Yeah, so he says right there, that's a hint. So like you can take a look, you can see that this indeed is like spatial, you know, environment of other people in this environment. You know, you have the spatial social aspect to it, right?
Of what's coming. But we don't change anything. You can see the Matrix demo's HUD is still there. We don't get in the way of that. Now,
so you just heard him right there again.
we added a component for the user webcams, but you don't have to use that. You don't have to.
So he says you can use the webcam. So now you can actually stream your face if you want to. So this is pretty cool.
All this is optional. And so one of the first things you're going to see as I'm walking down the street in the Matrix, there's our favorite little robot. And so the Matrix demo.
So this robot is actually from Cavrnus. So this is what they imported into this experience. So this is where it gets really interesting. So pay attention really closely.
By just dragging and dropping, did I mention drag and drop? You just drag the connector into your project, and suddenly the Matrix demo now has dynamic 3D content you can ingest and translate using the cloud. So you have.
All right. So did you see that? He just like plopped in this chessboard. Yeah.
Just like a 3D CAD model or some 3D model from Sketchfab or anywhere. You can ingest it live and it shows up. So there you saw the chessboard on the table. There's the Mars rover. Just to kind of ram home the idea that you can ingest any sort of 3D content. We support over 35 different 3D file formats. In the platform itself, but any of the obvious standard ones.
Now he's using a basic computer. So this is like, I think in the beginning he mentioned he was using like a 2070 NVIDIA GPU, which is like the old generation of like the 20 series, right? They're pretty good GPUs. So it's not to like not shake a fist at, but they're just okay, right? They're just like an average, like you can go to the store and pick one up pretty reasonably. I mean, they're still kind of a chunk of change, but not bad. Like I have a 3090 GPU. It's gonna rip through this like pretty good. And this is shot at 1060 down here. You can see 1060, or I'm sorry, 1080 at 60 frames per second. So it's not the highest quality, and it's uploaded to YouTube. So you have some loss in the quality in terms of the frame rate and the quality and resolution. So this is gonna look way better. I mean, if you have a 2K monitor and like a good decent GPU, and you're running this at like 1440 at like 30 frames or 60 frames, it's gonna look incredible.
So this was us last night getting ready for today.
So people that were like, oh man, the Veveverse, like you have to understand how tech works and like how hardware works as well. So don't like judge it on the first appearance that you saw at a demo that was on a laptop at DCon, right? Like don't do that. Like that's not how it works. You can just see in the background like the reflections and things like that. Now this is built, this is like top notch, like a city. So this is obviously not the Veveverse. So if they do develop something similar, they could develop something at this type of quality. So they could start off with a super high quality asset, or like a space, or a where you default load into. That could be super high quality. So we'll see what they do in terms of that. It could be like VV City, for instance. I think that was on the roadmap. So I would be looking towards that specifically to see what the quality will be like on that initial release. But they have a lot of time to work on that.
My daughter Sarah is there. But I just trying to emphasize with this particular video that even a project as complicated and as robust as the Matrix is, it really is easy to add multi-user, to be co-present with each other, to have high-performance voice and video streaming. Again,
all right, so this guy kind of is speaking to like the tech crowd. All right, so let me break this down for you, okay? So like earlier, he, by the way, like you can just see this is like in their own like demo space. and it's showing like the different slides and, you know, co-president and all that stuff. But what this really means is like he just loads up like the matrix like no problem. By the way, listen to what he says here.
And so I think I'll just jump right to the punchline by way of this drag and drop connector. So really quick, I want to show you how you can extend that out. And so I think I'll just jump right to the punchline here.
Actually, I think in part of this video, he says like this plugin will be basically available in the marketplace. So that's where I expect actually the Veveverse to be downloaded, and you can launch it in the Epic Games launcher, like in the marketplace. That's what he says here at some point. There's a lot of cool things and features that he gets into. It basically, like you can see here, this is in the Unreal Engine, the editor here, but you can see like, you know, in terms of they have their own system here, and you can do third person. You can do a lot of different things with their platform that they built that's compatible with Unreal Engine, right? So you can see over here, game mode override. So you can see the different game modes. This is where Cavrnus plugs into right here in the Unreal Engine editor. So what I was trying to hint at though, let's see if I can find where it says the Veveverse back here. Oh yeah, here's where he says this is.
So not doing an install from the marketplace, but eventually that's how you'll grab our plugin.
So you heard him say right there, like you'll eventually it'll be in the marketplace, right? Pretty interesting. Okay, so this is where, you know, he's got different, you know, first person, third person, virtual reality, handheld AR, vehicles. Like these are all the just different projects he's working on. But I believe, let's see if we can find right here where it says Veveverse. So you see the different city samples. He actually loads in the matrix later on in this demonstration, which is what I'm trying to get to. But you can see that here, this is where it could get interesting, because Veve could create different cities and different multiverses, right? So you could see like maybe like they have a bat cave and things like that. So that's what I was trying to get at right there, is you can load in the Veveverse isn't necessarily limited to one space, but it could be different experiences in different worlds. So that's essentially what I was trying to get at and hint at here, how important that actually is. I think a lot of people miss that in this demonstration, or maybe in the last stream, my stream personally, maybe it didn't click for you there, but hopefully it clicks now. Like, do you see how many different use cases this is? Like, do you see how crazy this could get really quickly? And let's see if I can, the robot.
We support over 35 different 3D file formats.
All right, so let me fast forward a little bit through here.
Plus, as the Matrix demo, it really is easy to add multi-user, to be co-present with each other.
Oh, Mickey, did you just see the Veveverse in this demo? Like, he had it loaded up on his computer, so it has like everything to do with the Veveverse. So I don't know if you missed that, but yeah, that's what this is the tech stack that they're using. So if you're just now tuning in, or you should probably catch yesterday's stream too. So
to have high performance voice and video streaming.
Oh, you can't hear him over the music. Let me turn the music off then.
And fully licensed voice and video streaming, dynamic content ingest. I could load my PowerPoint slide deck for this presentation into the metaverse, or into the matrix, sorry. And so suddenly, like, the matrix can become your company conference room. You can start to have actual meetings where you meet at a particular street corner or in front of a particular building to discuss a presentation, right? That's some of the lofty goals and ideas of metaverse solutions and enterprise metaverse solutions. That Ducati bike right there, that is a scan, a 3D scan of a bike, just ingest dynamically. And so I'm going to skip forward here, but the whole
All right, so here's where he's going to get to when he's talking about ingesting and all that stuff. This is where it gets really interesting, so pay attention right here.
point of kind of playing this is to just show that we don't get in the way of anything. So all the physics just works. We don't get in the way of it. We participate in it, I think is the better way to say that.
All right, so that's where it gets interesting. He's going to show exactly what he's talking about when ingesting and like being like with the physics in this loaded demo or game or metaverse or whatever, right? This is where it gets interesting.
Being able to take our avatar that you're walking around as, which is really the Matrix demo's avatar, we just latch onto it from a co-presence standpoint, from an information standpoint, and drive around in the car in that mode of the demo. We don't get in the way of any of that. I'm even going to go as far as to say, I went over and I grabbed the robot. The robot is in the Cavrnus space when I joined. It wasn't built into the demo. It's not baked in, is a good way to say it. And now I'm using the robot to play with the physics.
Come on. That's pretty stout right there. Like, he basically goes as far as like, this is like basically native in this experience. That's huge. That's big. And it doesn't mess with the physics in this, in this world. It participates in it. That's big.
So our dynamic 3D content is as much a first-class citizen of the scene graph, what's happening in the environment, as the stuff that was baked in to the executable. Right? So suddenly now you can have this combination of, I want to build these really photorealistic worlds, some of which is going to be static, some of which I'm going to bake into the client, and then a whole bunch of other things I'm going to bring down dynamically. Maybe it's the inventory of a store. Maybe it's
Maybe it's an NFT, not from Veve. You see where I'm getting with this? You see where I'm getting at? So he just said you could bake in objects, you can bake in assets into the experience, or you could dynamically import them in and they seamlessly integrate with the experience anyway. So do you see how powerful that is? So now this allows Veve to do a lot of different things. And like Slider was saying, Veve is right up there with the almost any of the metaverses I've seen so far. The thing is, a lot of the metaverses like Spatial or Sandbox do not have all the assets Veve has. Vive's on a good path. Right, correct. Bingo. All right, and Veve has the team, the resources to do so, right? Yeah, I mean, this is a very impressive tech stack. So yeah, I just wanted to like reiterate this in the stream.
Latest and greatest version of the Audi convertible, right? So now you have this awesome decision you can make. Do I bake it in or do I?
Yeah, Justin, like I was wondering if he was actually going to demo the Veveverse, but for this demonstration specifically, I wonder he went with the Matrix one just to get his point across. But I bet he had it on maybe on his agenda, or he was working on it actively, like, building it for Veve.
Do I bring it down dynamically? And none of this gets in the way of however your users are experiencing this. Are you serving them up by way of pixel streaming? We don't get in the way of that. Is it a local app because they want to use VR or they want the highest performance, highest quality experience possible? We work great with that. Yeah, there you can see I'm moving the object around. So because that's a dynamic object and wasn't baked into the Matrix demo, I can move it around, change it, all that kind of fun stuff.
So like doing that like allows customization on a different level, because like if it was baked in, you would have to essentially use the physics of the game and by its rules and like kind of regulations of this, the physics of this game. He just drops a camera in there.
What I say, yeah. So here's the Matrix's HUD, its user interface. Again, all that stuff just works. Haven't modified a line of code at all. Haven't had to recompile anything. Just drag and drop our plugin into the Matrix demo that I downloaded, and suddenly I have, for me and all my friends, a multi-user metaverse based on the Matrix, based on the city sample scene. All the lighting works, no issues there.
Pretty insane stuff. All right, so I want to get to This down here, Crypto Show 84 was kind enough. He actually commented on this video that was uploaded by Unreal Engine, and like did a bunch of different timestamps for everybody, so you could go back and take a look at it. Another one that another interesting one that I actually really liked, a gold nugget in this this demonstration, was he brought up avatars. Somebody on Twitter was like, "Oh, it's a pipe dream or whatever," or it's, you know, you're basically smoking opium or whatever. It's not. Like, I covered this on Ready Player Me. They've have avatars over there already. They're compatible with DressX and a bunch of others, and there'll be probably a ton. Like, Metaverse Fashion is here already. Avatars is here already. It's already on Ready Player Me, and that's the same platform Veve's using. So, yeah, you just connect the dots here. But listen to what he says about avatars.
Avatar that you're walking around as, which is really the Matrix demo's avatar. We just latch onto it from a co-presence standpoint, from an information standpoint, and drive around in the car in that mode of the demo. We don't get in the way of any of that. I'm even going to go as far as to say, I went over and I grabbed the robot. The robot is...
So yeah, so he basically saying they are participating with the avatar as well. So now we're talking customization on another level as well, like adding things on top of the avatar, or maybe you know, licensed things or sweaters, jackets, whatever, on top of the avatar as well. So not only will you could maybe Veve might, maybe they don't allow like certain brands to be like baked into the avatar. Maybe they do and they don't, right? They could control the narrative of what the avatars look and feel like, and also what you can select and what's baked into the avatar. And then on top of that, they can customize that as well. So now this is where that gets very interesting, right? Because now you're talking about brands, you're talking about NFTs, you're talking about customizing your avatar. This is big. I mean, I don't know if a lot of people are understanding how big this actually is, but this is really impressive. And yes, Mickey, this is basically a demonstration of the tech stack that Veveverse is using. So in a sense, yes, this is a kind of a demonstration of what the Veveverse could look like. Obviously, they wouldn't be in the Matrix. Like, it'd be the Veveverse like city and showroom and things like that, of like what we've seen from the official Veve demonstration and things like that. So yeah, that's what that looks like in a nutshell. And be sure to give Crypto Show some love over there. He's covering some updates on some of the things that you know, David and Al have talked about in the past, like the holograms, holocubes, AR, and things like that. Some pretty cool topics. So yeah, go ahead. I mean, he only is like 40 away from getting 1K. So be sure to you know, subscribe to his channel when you have the chance. And again, this is Ready Player Me. That's going to be directly, you know, you can directly import these avatars into the Veveverse. So we may see, you know, NFTs, you know, based skins, cosmetics available in the Veveverse as well. So again, Ready Player Me already has this stuff. We've talked about Ready Player Me on the channel several times before, but they've updated. They have different NFTs now, and they're interoperable within many different worlds. So in applications nowadays as well, featured animes, you know, Hyperworld, TCL, Mona, like SideQuest, VR Chat, blah, 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 Spatial, and many others. Look at this. The list goes on. So it's time everybody catches up with the times and figures out what's going on. All right. So that's why I wanted to do the stream. By the way, shout out to Eternity for sponsoring the stream, and make sure you go check them out. I mean, this is actually a pretty interesting platform, if I don't say so myself. Similar to like Veve, but in a nutshell, but they have like a different token with the different use case. It's more like a DeFi-ish type of like platform. So like they have LP staking, farm stones, fixed staking. If you're like really into crypto savvy, this is a really cool platform where you can like, you know, use their token for different use cases and things like that. They have a Lionel Messi drop happening over there December 2nd, I believe it is. And they actually, you know, if you didn't know, let's take a look at the team. You might recognize somebody on their advisor board. So let's take a look at that, aka Jeremy Pador. So if you didn't know that, I've covered Eternity actually before, and that was like the first thing I noticed because I was like, is this a real project? Like, who's behind it? I always do my research before I like do any like, you know, videos on anything. You know, I got a lot of emails and things like that. So yeah, you can see Jeremy right here as one of the advisors. Buster Sure. I recognize this guy's name because I've seen him in the collectible space, and he's also into Tom Brady's. You know, he does a lot of like hosting and shows over there. Like if you have a Tom Brady NFT, he does like these collectible shows and like what's going on in the market. And there's a bunch of other names you may recognize, you might not, but I think in the VV community, obviously Uncle Jay is like one of the bigger ones, and you can see a lot of their partners and backers and things like that, including Mr. Beast himself. So thought that was very interesting. So yeah, it's a cool, pretty cool marketplace. Like that, I've checked it out several times before, as I mentioned. You can see like a little dog, that's cool, but they have really neat artwork. So the thing that stuck out to me is like the unique artwork on different athletes and things like that. So you can see Dak and Ezekiel Elliott right here. There's only 21 editions, so this stuff is pretty can get really rare pretty quick. And some of these go up pretty fast. Like this one's $300. There's a $500 one. Bruce Lee. There's the DeLorean and things like that. So, yeah. So my daughter just walked in, so that's about it for me on this stream. Yeah. So that's all I wanted to say, though. Anyways, but yeah, this is Cavrnus. This is like you know. Maybe Veve didn't want this getting out, I don't know, but I just wanted to cover it anyways and kind of showcase their tech stack and show you guys how robust it's going to be and what to look forward to, because I think this is super exciting. I'm really thrilled and impressed about the tech set that they picked. So, but yeah, that's all I got for the stream. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Much love. Great holidays. Happy holidays. Enjoy your week, and be like an NFT, be authentic, and I'll catch y'all later. Peace.